Wow, it's been quite a bit since I've uploaded a deck profile. I am so sorry. I guess I'll start things off with thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. I haven't uploaded in like, what, 5-6-ish months, and we're almost actually at 650, so thank you for everybody who subscribed while I was gone. I'm kind of coming back. I say that every time. I'd be more consistent with uploading, but I lie like every single time, so I'm really sorry. I still have been kind of playing, just not as much. Things have been going very well in my life, super busy, so I'm not really pushing a lot of my money and time into Yu-Gi-Oh as much, but I'm still playing, sort of. But back to the main topic, you guys are here for the Phantom Knight deck profile, and I've been away from quite a bit, so my deck profile has definitely updated since the last one in, what, January or December? Alright, let's jump into the deck profile. Starting off the deck profile, of course, 3 Torn Scales, the card you definitely need. I know people have been trying to find budget options, but he's like 20 bucks right now. I think that's good enough. I mean, he'll probably get reprinted, so of course. But this card is just so good. You discard a card to send a Phantom Knight's card, so he extends. In the graveyard, if a PK card is banished while he's in the grave, you can revive himself as well. So he extends off another card being banished, so you can just keep comboing off and just getting bodies back. Yeah, you definitely need to play this card, it's insane. Of course, after that, 3 Silent Boots, the best extender for PK, and of course, in Secret Rare as well. I've made sure to update this deck, so it's definitely a little more sparkly, guys. But yeah, Boots is one of the best extenders. If you control a PK monster, you can just special this from hand. You can only do it once per turn, of course. In grave, you banish it to grab a PK spell or trap, and that's how you get your rank up spell. A Fog Blade if you have the rank up spell in hand. Just your searcher for Phantom Knight spell or traps. Next, I'm playing 2 Ancient Cloak. I cut it down to 2 instead of playing it at 3 like I did in my other deck profile. I'm playing with Dragoon now, so I've just kind of figured I don't need him as much. He comes up pretty often, but I don't really typically need 3 anymore. Not really worth it as much as the other cards I'm playing in here. Next, I'm playing only 1 Ragged Gloves. Ragged Glove is great, but 1 is more than enough. I had him at 2, I believe, in my other deck profile, but cutting down to 1 seems a lot better. I don't really tend to brick with him as much. I mean, if I open him and Torn Scales, it was never bad, but this is nothing I really want to see, except when I send it to the graveyard. And of course, the honorary Phantom Knight is 3 Kakamucha Knight, that extender from hand. You summon Tour Guide, you chain Kakamucha, you go off. Yeah, that lines up the PK package. I'm going to move on to the Burning Abyss package next. For the Burning Abyss package, of course, 3 Tour Guide from the Underworld. Your opponent definitely wants to hear you say normal summon Tour Guide, and then kind of combo off. The second they see this, they better have Ash, because you're kind of going off. The next Burning Abyss monsters, of course, you're going to play 1 Graph, and then 1 Seer. Graph's going to summon Seer from deck, and then the combo line correctly, Seer's going to summon back Cherubini from grave. A lot of people play another Burning Abyss monster like Farfa or something like that. I actually don't. I have a different tech my friend introduced to me. I play Edge Imp Sabers. And the reason I do that is because if I'm doing a grind game and I just all the Burning Abyss monsters in grave, so Cherubini's gone, even like Graph and Seer got in grave, but I still have Tour Guides. Summoning out Edge Imp Sabers has been kind of handy because I can just place 1 card from my hand back to the top of my deck and I can get this back from grave. This also fixes my hand. Let's say I open up a Red Eyes Fusion and I was like, oh crap, well, I can't do anything with that. If I send this off Cherubini, or I can discard it off somehow and get to the grave beforehand, I can just use the effect to just cycle back the Red Eyes Fusion, and if I can make Verde Anaconda, they have a Dragoon to deal with now. So, as annoying and as scummy as that might be, this card has been really handy in helping me out. Like, if I open up any of my Burning Abyss monsters, let's say I have a great hand, but I did open up Graph, or I did open up Seer, if I have a way to get Sabers, this can shuffle the other one back, and then Cherubini can just do the combo line correctly again. Yeah, so that's it for all the Burning Abyss monsters, and that package is there, so let's move on to the Extenders part. And for the Extenders part, I am playing some other tech in here, so it's kind of like some bunch of random level 3 spam. So definitely you don't need to do this, but I wanted to because I wanted to flex the ulti. Speed Droid Terror Top, and then Speed Droid Tectomborg. So these 2 are actually great because if you control no monsters, you can special summon Terror Top summons, and then grabs Tectomborg. And then Tectomborg, if there's a wind monster on the field, just special summon it out. And what's great about these 2 cards is, well, not as much Terror Top as this Tectomborg. Let's say you open with this and like a great other 4 cards or whatever, and you consider this a brick. It's not. If you're able to make Leviair, you can just summon this out and continue extending. So there's no need to panic about that if you open it. Other extenders, of course, I am playing the Psychic Wielder, the Psychic Tracker, Danger Tsuchinoko, and the Danger Jackalope. So of course the basic level 3 extenders, and then of course you don't need to play the Speed Droid package, but I really wanted to because, well, flexing the ulti is always fun. Of course, next is the Red Eyes Dragoon package. I am playing the Red Ice Dragoon package. I don't know why I'd go any further than that. So moving on to the hand traps, of course I'm still playing 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. I still consider this a great hand trap. I know it's not as useful as it usually is, but it still hits a lot of decks in a lot of different ways. Also, it's a good part of the deck, level 3. If I brick really hard but I open like an extender of some sort, I can normal summon Ash and special summon a second wielder if I need to and just combo off from there. Next, I am actually main decking 3 Droll and Lockbird. Drytron is something I'm actually pretty afraid of, but Droll and Lockbird also affects Dragon Link, also kind of messes with Virtual World a tiny bit, not like an insane amount, but you know, enough to really like slow him down and make him go a different route. And for the last 2 cards in my hand trap lineup, it's 2 Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. I'm actually not sure how I feel about this as much anymore. I'm still playing it mainly because it's level 3, and it's still a really great card. I'm just not seeing it as much as I used to in this format especially. I might swap it for a Phantasme or even just Effect Veil or another like spell or trap, like maybe main deck 2 Twin Twisters or something like that. You can do that as well. I kind of like the number still. If anything, I would swap it for Twin Twisters just so it kind of synergizes with the deck more, get the advantage off that discard. So that's it for the hand traps and monsters and everything. Let's move on to the spells. For the spells, I'm playing 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force, 1 E-Telly, and then 1 Called by the Grave. Of course, you could tag out the Ghost Spell for Ghost Ogre so E-Telly has more of a target, but at the same time, I just don't really need Ghost Ogre, I guess. It's a good tech, of course, just so you have another target and continue playing through stuff, but at the same time, it's nothing I really desperately need. So yeah, that's it for all the spells. I know that's just all one-ofs really, but of course feel free to play Twin Twisters or Forbidden Droplets if you want to get that advantage off discarding, stuff like that. But these 5 spells have been more than enough for me. I've never needed any others except when I need the side. I really might take the Ghost Spells out and just put Twin Twisters in, or Forbidden Droplets, whatever. But yeah, other than that, I've never really needed anything else like past these 5 on a normal basis, especially going first. But yeah, that's it for these spells. Let's move on to the traps. And for the traps, of course, I am playing 3 Fogblade. You definitely need the 3 Fogblade, because why would you not play this at 3? The Shade Brigandine for that extender, and the very last card is just the 1 Phantom Knight Sword. As well, if you didn't know, Sword and Fogblade and Grave can banish and revive Phantom Knight monsters, so if you do get Nibiru'd and you're able to like have one of these engraved, you're able to kind of slightly pop off again. The deck is insane. It's very consistent. It is a 45 card deck, if you guys didn't count that. Definitely feel free to make it 40 if you want. There's a lot of cards you can cut out, like you can cut out the Speedroid package, you can cut out some of those hand traps. Yeah, just do whatever you want. I like playing at 45, I just like the maximum consistency. Of course, if you want, you don't even need to play Dragoon. I just play Dragoon because I'm going to use it while it's still in the TCG. Yeah, you can take out the Speedroid package, the Dragoon package, and you got a perfect 40, and then just do whatever you want in the extra deck. Speaking of extra deck, let's move on to it. Starting off my extra deck, of course, I am playing the 1 Rusty Bardiche. I love this card so much. He's so good. Just being able to send a PK monster from deck to grave, then setting your PK spell and trap, like your Fogblade, your Rank Up spell, the Shade Brigandine, like, he's just so useful. And then any of the PK monsters you send automatically become extenders because that's all they do. They just banish them from grave and then you just keep going off stuff like that. Next, of course, I am playing the Cherubini. You definitely need the Cherubini in this deck, being able to just send your PK monsters, send your Burning Abyss monsters, send your, Edge Imp Sabers, and then kind of cycling back that Red Eyes Fusion. This card has saved me a lot, even when people weren't expecting it to. Like, they were not expecting me to send Edge Imp Sabers. I'll guarantee you that. Like, Edge Imp Sabers was the MVP of my last locals. The next Link I play is the Link Spider, in case I do get Nibiru'd, but I can still combo off of some sort, and yes, of course I got the ulti. I got the ulti Spider. I would say this would be like the second MVP after Edge Imp Sabers for some reason. People were not expecting Link Spider. Like, they'd Nibiru me and then I just make a spider and then they forget that there's a Fogblade or something engraved and hello. Vert? Hello. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. As scummy as it is, it's kind of easy to make in this deck, and of course I'm going to run it. You also do not have to play Dragoon. Like, I do not blame you. This is pretty expensive, like just these 2 cards right here. I would still recommend playing like IP Masquerena and Nightmare Unicorn if you'd like, just because you get the discard effect as well, and then you can combo off. That is literally it for all the links and like that 1 fusion monster, of course. So let's move on to all the Xyz monsters. For the Xyz monsters, I am playing 2 Levier the Sea Dragon. Levier is part of the Utopic Future Draco combo. So if you guys don't know what Levier does, Levier detaches material to revive 1 banished level 4 or lower monster. Does not have to be yours, by the way. That's the best part. People didn't know that. Does not have to be yours, and then just special summon it to your field. So that's the great way to get your Phantom Knight monsters back to the board, and that's the great way to get your Burning Abyss and kind of like cycle things again. Which has happened. I've made a Levier pretty late game to revive my Seer. just so it would die and then I can get Cherubini back and I'd link climb. I used to play Burl Sword, so that's how I got like an extra body really easily. After that I am playing, of course, number F0 Utopic Future, which climbs you automatically into this fucker. Utopic Draco Future is so overly stupid and I love it. For the next XZs I am playing the Dark Rebellion XZ's Dragon, of course in Ghost Rare. Look at that in all its glory. I guess you can kind of see it like that. Yeah, there you go. And of course, after that, I am playing the Dark Requiem XZ's Dragon. This card is so good. I love it. Just 3 monster negates, not even once per chain. And then if it does destroy a monster by this effect, then you get to revive an XZ's monster from grave. The next 2 XZ's monsters are, of course, 2 Phantom Knights of Breaksword. And for the last 2 cards, you don't really need to play these as much. If I could replace them, I'd replace them with like Appaloosa and Boral Sword, but these cards are just so handy just in case. The last 2 cards I'm talking about are, of course, Raider's Knight and the Ark Rebellion XZ's Dragon. As much as I don't go into them, I still like to have them as security, just so I can like negate the whole board and just kind of OTK right away. At the same time though, I wouldn't mind being able to play like what? Appaloosa, Boral Sword, just to kind of get some extra links and not worry too much about making sure I have the right levels to overlay. So that's all there is this time around for this deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Of course, if you guys liked, please comment, subscribe, like the video. Yeah, that's all there really is to it this time. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers, and just thank you guys so much for sticking around for my inactivity. I want to promise you guys I'll upload more often. I just kind of know I will break that promise right away. But yeah, see you guys around.